For an Ironman like myself, the Corporal Beast is the longest PvM grind in the entire game. Look at every single raid and every single mega rare. Then, look at this big dog. This big dog is a longer grind than each of them. Today, I am crazy enough to finally say it. The Corporal Beast is the next grind on my list. Having 2,000 hit points and only being soloable since I'm an Ironman, the Corporal Beast is scary. Then, looking at the drop rates of the PvM items from here, the Spectral, Arcane, and Elysian Sigil. The Elysian, or Ellie, is what makes this grind so terrifying on an Ironman. 1 in 4,095 kills. 4,000 kills of soloing a boss with 2,000 hit points. You can see where I'm going with this. Not only is this longer than any other PvM item in the game, but we all have to acknowledge that we are playing an RNG game. We have to know the reality of it. Being 1 in 4,000 for one simple drop, it's not hard to go 2x dry here, or even 3x. If our account decides to be unlucky during this one grind, it can and will add months of extra corp to my agenda. Now, I will be upfront with you guys. This is the LE, and it looks sick. Is it useful though? Realistically, no. Ironically, it is good at corp itself, but other than that, unless it gets a use in Raids 4, it's a collectible. But at the stage my account is in, I want to collect all of the PvM items, including the rarest one in the entire game. And so, the grind begins. Every kill is a chance at a 1 in 4,000 drop. And the kills, trust me, are not fast. In the previous episode, we did end up grinding the Rogos going 3 times the rate. It was all so that we could start this boss. The Rogos is actually meta for solo corp. This frisbee has a special attack that drains the opponent's defense, scaling to their magic level. For the Corporal Beast, every successful Rogos hit is minus 35 defense levels. The meta for killing Corp quickly while solo is to get him to 0 defense and then poke him to death. The quickest way to get him to 0 defense is to hit 2 Elder Mauls and then 4 Rogos hits. The Rogos spec rolls twice, so you can technically hit 2 Rogoses in one spec, draining 70 defense at once. Once the defense is 0, we do some dancing for a couple minutes straight. Because Corp has massive claws, his max hit is a 43. Instead of camping Thralls, it's actually good to Venge every 30 seconds, and Spellbook swap into Thralls every 2 minutes. That's why we have so many runes in our inventory. We're rocking 2 Spellbooks currently. The metas for Corp have evolved a lot over the years. I'm sure many of you are familiar with watching a method called Chicken Corp, where you maul him to lower his defense, and then Arclight him to lower his attack and strength, and then BGS him to lower his magic, and then finally kill him. Being drained in every single combat stat, he hits as strong as a chicken, so you just AFK him for 2,000 hit points. The chicken method is AFK, but is also extremely outdated, only being 4 to 5 kills per hour. There are 2 main methods nowadays, which range from 9 to 11 kills per hour, double of the chicken method. With the LE already being 1 in 4k, I'm not going to purposely make this grind 400 hours longer than it already is. We are going to be covering the 2 main methods in this video. Starting with my personal favorite, and in my opinion the better method, the Nox Halley method. While the chicken method does drain every single one of Corp's stats, the other methods still require draining his defense. The Corporal Beast has 310 defense, and with the Nox Halley method, we need that to be exactly 0. We have to consistently tele out and recharge our spec at Narda until 0 defense. It is extremely important for this boss to use a Narda teleport instead of POH, as the POH has a longer loading screen. While that may not sound like a big deal, it can be very punishing here. I will get into that later. After about a minute of specking, it is time for a punishing battle, unlike no other boss in the entire game. It is important to understand what Corp Bane weapons are. Corp has a 50% damage reduction against anything that is not Corp Bane. The only weapons in the game that are Corp Bane are halberds and spears, and they have to specifically be on stab. There are also one or two other exceptions, such as the Fang from Toa. While the Nox Howie is a very good weapon, it's also a slash weapon. Because we have to use it on stab, it can be quite inaccurate. That's why it's extremely important for Corp to be exactly 0 defense. Not 30, not 60, but when using the Nox Howie, it has to be 0. With a max hit of 64, Corp should die relatively quick. Even though the stab accuracy on the halberd isn't fantastic, since Corp is 0 defense, it shouldn't matter. The Corporal Beast is still extremely strong. Sometimes, if he just tosses you around and stomps on you, it's easier for the mental and DPS to, instead of eat, just teleport out, restore HP and prayer at Narda, and teleport back in. I'm sure you guys have also seen Voidwaker spec being pretty common here, but when Corp is 0 defense, a Crystal Halberd is actually better, with a max hit of 63, or a total of 126 damage. This special attack also only costs 30% instead of 50%, so we can use it more per trip as well. We also really want to try to minimize our time banking for more food, as there is a downside to it. Usually starting a kill with a full inventory of ones, and banking once for a new inventory mid-kill is enough to deal 2000 damage. If not, 1 to 2 Narda teleports should finish off the kill. Banking fast at Corp is essential, because when nobody's in the room, Corp will heal every 7 ticks, starting at 75 HP, and then 85, and then 95, etc., all the way back to full HP. This was due to a change in 2021, where when Corp used to heal slower, the meta was to spam Crystal Halberd specs, telly out, and back. Now that he heals extremely fast, tellying out is only punishing. We want to stay in the room as often as possible to prevent him from healing. $373 KC now, and a normal Spirit Shield drop. If I get a sigil, I can immediately create the shield. It's just a matter of which sigil. And a few kills later, 377 KC, Holy Elixir. The other part of the Spirit Shield. Just still missing that sigil. Overall, after everything, our kills per hour in every clip can be found at the bottom of our screen. On average, we get about 10.0 to 10.5 kills per hour doing this long term. Just know, even if it looks like it's only 20 kills later, those 20 kills took an entire 2 hours. Here is 400 KC. Kill number 420, the absolute worst drop, Desert Goat Horns. Apparently these were useful back in the RS2 days as a secondary ingredient for summoning, which obviously is not in the game for us old school players, so it's useless. We often find ourselves getting chanced here, because it's almost always worth it to risk to try to kill Corp instead of telling out and in again. Sure, he can max a 43, but if he hits lower and we kill him, it's a time save. I didn't technically kill him here, but my cannon shot as I teleported, which dealt the final hit. Just like that, we saved 20 seconds. Dude, Sonoris, congrats! Oh my god, he did it! Oh, I got pet. Seriously? This is actually good though. I almost forgot this clip, but at 284 KC, we managed to pull the 1 in 5k pet chance. At first, I was disappointed because it wasn't a Nelly, which is 1 in 4k, and I'm not really a pet hunter yet, I just want all of the PvM items and clogs. Realistically though, something has to happen after all PvM items and clogs. It's not like the game just disappears. We might want this pet 2 years from now, and now that I have it, I just saved myself a future 500 hour grind. That is worth being excited about. $450 KC, still no sigils. What? Quick little DDS spec from Mr. Corp while we were spellbook swapping. Yay, a new clog! Oh my god, this is huge! The Jar of Spears is shockingly only 1 in 1k, but a new clog nonetheless. Even including the pet we got, we are officially only missing the 3 sigils now. With the 1 in 4k LE missing, the grind is technically just starting. I still have yet to see a sigil. The chance of any sigil drop is 1 in 585, which means we are officially dry at the roughest boss in the game to be dry at. Quite unlucky. Here is 730 KC. Oh! Oh my god! It was the arcane first! Yo, let's go! Oh my god! 749 KC, my first ever sigil seen in this account, the arcane. It didn't matter which sigil I saw first, every sigil has and had a use and is a reason to be excited. The Spectral and LE can both be used with the Fang to kill Corp, the second other viable method without the Nox Howie. But because we got an arcane, the arcane can be used in Tob or for barraging anywhere else in the game, especially Slayer. It's an extra max hit, which is a very good upgrade. Just recharging my prayer points, and then here we go. The arcane sigil gets used on the Eladinus ward from Toa to make an Eladinus ward fortified. 5% magic damage offhand, my first time ever having best in slot mage offhand on this account. Unfortunately, we don't get to play with our new toy yet. It's straight back to Corp for me. That is 777 KC. My RSN, 789, but not rewarded. Kill number 800. One thing I have not addressed yet that I'm sure you guys are wondering is why am I moving around so much and why am I always attacking Corp from 1 tile away? Both of these are part of a strategy and the meta for faster KPH. The Corporal Beast has 4 different attacks he can use on you. 1 melee, 2 mage, 3 mage plus healing, kind of like a Blood Fury where he heals half of the hit that he deals. For example, if he hits me a 40 when using this attack, he will heal a 20. And 4th, AoE white splats. 4 different attacks means a simple 1 in 4 chance for any attack to be used. If we stand outside a melee distance, that attack becomes impossible, meaning we are purposely avoiding getting meleeed so that we can force the other 3 attacks to be used. Getting mage and especially mage plus heal is obviously not good, but we are trying our best to force the AoE splats. Corp has a max hit of 43 every 4 ticks. That is scary stuff. No other boss in the entire game can constantly smack you at 43 every 4 ticks. This AoE splat is guaranteed safety for us. That's why we want to force Corp to use it. As long as we are moving, the AoE will land on the tile from where it was shot, and if we run 5 to 6 tiles away, we take exactly 0 damage from it. Sometimes you might accidentally not run far enough, or just really be unlucky on where the splats land, but for the most part, since we are always moving, we always take less damage throughout a kill from Corp using this attack versus the other 3. That is the reason we run around and stay 1 tile away. The other viable method being a Fang and a shield, I decided not to cover that in this video. I've tested some Fang and DFS early on, but I was not a fan at all. When I get a Spectral or LE drop, we will do some testing as both of those shields are better than a DFS. I believe Nox Howie is about 10% faster than Fang at most, so it may really just come down to preference at the end of the day. Personally, I strongly recommend and prefer the Nox Howie method. An argument I've made and believe in for the Nox Howie method is even if we theoretically say they are the same KPH, since this method requires more specs, we spend more time chilling running in and out of Corp instead of getting our skull smashed in for 43s. The overall time spent attacking corp while he attacks you back is less per kill, making it easier in my opinion. Here is 900 corp KC. My fastest kill yet at 973 KC, 3 minutes and 49 seconds. And finally, to wrap up this video, 1000 corp kills, or 100 hours of corp. This is only the beginning of the longest grind in the game. We are barely 1/4 of the way to the LE drop rate. Having an arcane sigil means we are already on good pace. Not to mention, the bonus pet and jar, while those are not our immediate goals, they are a huge W for the account. As always, I hope you all enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you did, and I will catch you all next time. Peace out.